Recently, I got notice from a friend that there were shrooms available that night. I had been meaning to try them, having tried acid, DXM, ecstasy, and marijuana. My friend went to pick them up and we each had 1/16 of an ounce at about 1 a.m. Afterwards, however, we got in a huge argument and my friend walked to a party leaving me to trip by myself. Thus, my trip started off on the wrong foot and I was in a terrible mood when I began to feel the effects. Eventually, I believe that this caused the peak of the trip to be more confusing and frustrating. The body buzz began setting in approximately 20 minutes after I ate the shrooms which, by the way, tasted nasty. This buzz intensified for about another 45 minutes until it had become by far the most intense body buzz I had ever felt from any drug. At this point, I was sitting with a friend in his room. As I got more and more fucked, communication became harder and harder. At the same time, other people came into my friend's room and everyone had a conversation which I was unable to comprehend, let alone participate in. This didn't stop me from trying. Thus, for about 2 hours I wandered from room to room talking gibberish to my friends. They were, of course, understanding, but the experience was very confusing and frustrating for me as I realized that I was making no sense. Even I was surprised by some of the random things that came out of my mouth. Nonetheless, I couldn't stop talking. Meanwhile, I had begun to hallucinate for the first time on any drug. While I can't qualify what these hallucinations were, my room was amazing. It was decked out in psychedelic lights and pictures and everything was jumping out at me. The walls moved and the world was tinted in different colors. This was exciting, needless to say, and if I had relaxed by myself in my room, I'm sure the experience would have been much more enjoyable. Finally, as I began to come down at around 4 a.m., I redeveloped my communication skills and talked for hours with my friends. Aside from while I was on ecstasy, this was probably one of the most enjoyable conversations I had ever had. However, in the last stages of coming down, I was very tired yet I knew I was unable to sleep yet. Additionally, my stomach and throat felt weird and I had a headache. The same thing had happened to me on acid, so I didn't sweat it. Finally, at 9 a.m., I was able to fall asleep for a few hours before I got up at noon for class. Although this experience had ups and downs, I'm glad that I took the shrooms, and I learned a lot about how to take psychedelic drugs. First of all, I learned tripping alone is not a good idea. It's important, especially the first time on any drug, to take it with someone and to have someone sober to look after you. I had plenty of friends with me to make sure I did nothing stupid. However, the experience would have been much more enjoyable had someone else been feeling what I was feeling. Secondly, it's always best to be in the right frame of mind prior to your trip. I feel that this decreases the chances of having a bad time. All in all, I am definitely planning on shrooming again, although hopefully in a better setting and under better circumstances.